Hello everyone, I'm the guy who plays Theta, and I want to take just a moment to tell you about the state of the channel. Back on August 8th, at 17 seconds past 8:08 in the morning, I launched this channel. And I started off with a very vague idea of what I wanted to do that I can actually still phrase rather simply. I wanted to do the kind of videos that I wish already existed, that I would have liked to have watched, but that I didn't find anywhere. So far, that has meant two kinds of videos: a big preview first look show that I do at the beginning of every season, and a thorough episode-by-episode analysis of a show that I pick from each season. I am mostly pleased with the direction and the progress of the show. There is one big exception, and that is the pace. It is woefully apparent that we are extremely behind in production. We are 2 seasons in, and we have produced 1 season's worth of shows. Well, that's no good. Now, there are 2 main reasons for this. The first is that, as much as I love doing the big preview show, it takes an enormous amount of time. At least 7 to 8 times as much work as any one of these single episode analysis shows I do. Because of this, my channel actually started behind out of the gate, and then doing it again for the fall season simply made the problem that much worse. The second reason is that with my inexperience, trying to produce a 30+ minute show every single week by myself while also working full time turned out to be more than I could handle. Put these 2 things together, where I am behind to begin with and can hardly keep up, let alone catch up, we have our current situation. So, what to do? Should I decide that this is too hard, take my ball and go home? I mean, I don't even have a ball and I'm already home. Should I give up on what I want to do with the channel and try to do something a little more manageable? Put it out faster, shorter, a shoddier product? Should I keep the format I have, but just abandon the 2 shows we've looked at so far, starting anew? Or should I forget about doing anything with the new winter season and only work on finishing the backlog? Well, it turns out, I don't like any of those options. So here's what I've actually done, and what I'm going to do. First and most important, I've changed my job situation. While it'll be tough for me in other ways, I now finally have a fixed schedule, and I will almost have doubled my free time. I also won't be able to afford to do anything except sit down and edit, so, there's that. So that's the big change for me personally, trying to play Theta and trying to do everything else with this show. The second decision is I'm not going to do a preview show for this winter 2018 season. I love doing them, but they take an enormous amount of time, and how popular they are versus how much time they take out of me doesn't seem like a good trade-off when I'm already as far behind as I am. Now, I am still going to watch every single first episode of this new season, which leads me to the third decision. I am going to choose a new show from this winter 2018 season and do a 3rd season of my show, analyzing it in a very similar manner to what I've done with Made in Abyss and Land of the Lustrous. Maybe I'll do a short show where I still sort this whole season into my 4 categories and then announce what I've chosen from that, but I'm not decided on that yet. The main thing is that, yes, I am going to choose a new show, but it's going to take priority over the shows we're already working for. That is to say that my first task every week is to produce an analysis show for the episode that aired that week. This is the one thing I haven't gotten to do yet, to be completely current with the show I'm reviewing. I miss out on a lot of the conversation and interest in a show by being behind it, and I also miss out on a lot of the fan and fan base interaction that I really crave, that I really was enjoying back in the beginning. I know I'm not the only one that is frustrated that my shows are weeks behind the actual episodes they're covering. I'm sure it must be maddening to already know what happens and watch me waste time discussing something that hasn't been relevant for a month. So to restate that, whatever show I choose, every week I'm going to try to stay on top of the analysis for that episode that week. Catching up on Made in Abyss and Land of the Lustrous is going to take a backseat to this. Now, I am still going to work on them. I intend to be totally caught up with that by the time this season is over, and maybe we'll all have a nice clean slate going into spring. Now, that means that some of my 3rd season shows are going to come out before some of my 1st season shows. Yes, that's dumb, and the consequence for trying to learn on the job here is that Theta is going to look a little silly at times. But I think long term, this is what's best for my show, best for where I want to go with this channel, best for opening up the opportunity to do other kinds of shows. So, in 2 weeks, I'll have watched all the new shows, I'll have made a decision, and I'll announce what 3rd show we're going to analyze on this channel, and we'll start putting those out immediately. In the meantime, I'll be working on our backlog, checking out the new shows to decide what gets my interest, and plotting out the new thing I have going on in my life with the job change. While I am most excited to be able to catch up and to actually do the show the way I envisioned it from the beginning, on a personal level, this free time will finally afford me the chance to expand some of my skills. I picked up just enough Illustrator and After Effects to kind of put something out, but I really could use a lot more work in those areas. The general stress and some other misfortune this past year has led me to be in basically the worst shape of my life, so taking care of my body so that my mind works better will also be something I can afford to spend time on again. And as the year stretches out, I should be able to have a little more time to find other ways to take this, find other things we want to do with this channel, experiment with the kind of ways we look at things, and perhaps find new avenues to bring my own particular brand of analysis to the anime medium. So both Theta and I would like to say thank you so much for watching. It is so humbling to have other people listen to your opinions and then have opinions about your opinions. It's more enjoyable than I would have guessed. So thank you. I have really high hopes for 2018. So Happy New Year. I'll see you again soon.